Houston, we've gone down one more time.
What?
¿Qué pasó?
I got too many wires around here today. We're good. I switched, and my contraption is wire pulled it, but this is a little more solid. There you go. Jesus Christ,
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó, Chevato? No, hombre, no, hombre.
I was trying to get to hear you. Woo.
We're back.
There we go. We're back.
All right, and we're live.
Woo! What a night. Oh, what a night.
All right,
Qué
salud.
noche brava.
Salud, salud.
Woo. Abanico de colores. Woo.
A little música, right? Hey, a little música to
Yeah, man.
really loosen things up, man.
Yeah, that's
So,
right, man.
how you doing, man? All good now? Everything better?
Yeah, we're trying to navigate, this and that, and the wires. I pulled over, boom. That's what I.
So
that
that was El Cuarto de Tula.
El Cuarto de Tula.
Yeah, man, from the Buena Vista.
Cuba. Muy famoso, very famous compilation of musicians, older musicians from Cuba that were recorded. And boy, did it smash and make a hit all over the world, and still cooking.
I wonder if those songs, they were obviously re-recorded, right? They were like hits in the 50s, maybe.
Yeah, these guys, my understanding, they were playing in their groups, different groups in the streets. And this guy, I forget his name, he went over there and remember the guy's name?
Ry Cooder.
Ry Cooder. He went there and
awesome guitar player. Awesome guitar player.
Is he really?
Oh, famous guitar player.
And he heard about these guys, so he went over to check them out. Man, he said, "We're going to record you guys." And boy, there was an explosion in terms of the renaissance of Cubano music. The original Cubano music, all the songs and everything was just very, very important.
Yeah, why do you think that was? Why do you think that was?
Well, I think that, if you talk about the deep Cuban flavor of the sound, it was very acoustic in many ways. It had piano, it had the cuatro, it had the, regular percussion, but these guys, because they were much more mature, it seems like their sound was very reflective of, like you said earlier, the era of música cubana. Mm-hmm. And the songs were very clean and very expressive of life in Cuba, and kind of music with the songs and the musical instruments and the way they played it, man, it was just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Things that you're right, a lot of people weren't hearing, because what happened is when you get a lot of the contemporary sounds, they were pretty, let's say, technical, recorded, beautiful music, but it was different. It had evolved. So when you recorded these guys, kind of like you went back in some sense back in the time, but yet it was current, and that you were hearing these guys live when recording, and they were like fabulous. That was people still remember them. A lot of times when you get the music that's recorded in the electronic or in the studio, it just doesn't always have that sort of flavor, that organic, nice, uh,
Yeah,
natural
because
culture
it
music.
because it really seemed like it was the right place at the right time.
Yeah,
Maybe there was a lot of electronic music in the country at the time,
yeah,
and because it was a big hit, like amongst American audience, Anglo
yeah.
audience,
Uh huh.
right? It was a smash. It was
Hmm.
like they played at Carnegie Hall,
Oh yeah.
and they were seniors already.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. They were there. That I think quite a few of them have passed. But if you listen to that music, it's just classical cubano. You know, classical cubano. It seems almost like if you and I are musicians and we would go 20 years in the future, but we're still playing, you know, but not being. Oh, and obviously another factor is that the Cuba itself was insular, meaning a lot of that music didn't get out,
Hmm.
stayed in the country.
Right.
What I
Yeah.
mean?
Castro,
So
Castro.
yeah, so it was very fresh, very pure, very organic,
Hmm.
and I think that had a lot to do with the flavor of the music. You know, it wasn't anything that was capitulated or uh, not not putting anything down, but it's just different. You know, it's different. Going back to like Frank Sinatra days, or you
Right.
know,
Big band. Big
big
band.
band, real
Yeah.
nice music you could dance to, listen to, in the word. It's just fabulous. It was a renaissance.
Um, you know, the Rolling Stones, when they hit, they brought a resurgence of the old
Oh yeah,
blues artists, right? Like Muddy Waters,
right.
Albert
BB King,
King,
yeah,
Howlin' Wolf,
yeah.
uh, Little Walter, Willie Dixon,
Woo,
right? They brought blues to the mainstream.
yeah,
Kind of seems it was like that. It almost seems
yeah.
it
It
was
was
like
like that. You're right, because they didn't have tons of resources to get the music outside of Cuba.
that. Hmm.
This fellow recorded them, over
In
there.
Cuba, over there, yeah,
In,
yeah, over there.
yeah, I saw the film, and a lot of people went over there to check them out after that, and the music just
Yeah,
spread, and then they got out and they did concerts all over the
yeah.
world.
I believe the film is called The Buena Vista Social Club,
Yeah,
right? That's what it's
yeah.
called.
I seen a couple of their concerts here in Cerritos, LA. Barrito Torres, he plays
Ba-
the cuatro, man.
Barbarito, yeah.
Yeah,
He's the guy that says, Se volvió loco, Barbarito.
yeah,
He's going,
yeah.
"Parararara." Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, the cuatro, he just tore it up, man. All
No,
those guys.
you know what? I think he plays something similar to the Cuatro because the Cuatro is from Puerto Rico.
Ah,
He doesn't play the tres. The tres is from Cuba, but he doesn't play the tres. He plays something like I don't know what it's called. Es algo. There's a name for it.
there's a name for that
Like
guitarra.
it's like the laúd. It's not the
Yeah,
laúd. It's something very similar to like the laúd.
la guitarra, the shape,
It's
and
a small one. Yeah, it's a small little one.
yeah. How many strings did you say it has?
I don't
But
know. I don't know, but it's a smaller type. The the Cuban tres has I think it's three sets of
oh
two.
yeah, double, two. Yeah,
Yeah, three sets of two. Yeah, three sets of
yeah.
two.
And but I think he's got a plug in it, so
Oh
it
yeah.
projects electronically, right? To boost it.
Um, hey,
Very,
hey, you're wearing another shirt, another T-shirt tonight.
yeah, this is a
what does that
shirt
say?
that I got in Japan,
Hmm.
and I
What
was
does it
asking my
say?
wife what it meant. And
Uh-huh.
she was telling me she thinks it says happiness, because it's been a while. I like that. If anybody out there reads Japanese, tell us what.
Happiness.
Yeah, something of that
Yeah.
that reflective.
Serenity,
Yeah, something like that. It's a Zen. I think it might be a Zen. Uh,
calm,
you
calm,
know,
maybe. Yeah.
yeah, calm. They're big in Shinto and Buddhism.
So
A lot of
did you get a chance to talk to your nephew, that's in the band Prima Donna?
I haven't, but I need to. I was thinking about that today, and need to chat with him and let him know what's going on so he can check it out.
Yeah, we got to get him on here. We could put a third screen in the bottom.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that'd be. Let me try to see if he's available for what his schedule is.
Hmm.
They do travel, quite a bit for Green Day. So their music started with punk rock, believe it or
Hmm.
not, garage. It's evolved now. They play like little type of rock and roll. It has changed. It's evolved,
Hmm.
quite a bit. It's pretty good. I remember when I went to saw them the first time.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that music was loud, and I couldn't handle it too much. I was real close up. So I went to the bathroom, put some tissue
Hmm.
in my ear. Man, that
Hmm.
how punk rock. I mean, when I was a youngster, days of the Rolling Stones, days of all those rock bands, they
Hmm.
were real loud. That's why maybe I have a little hearing issue. Too much rock and roll, you know. But hey, that's part of the
Yeah,
going agent for the world. Now I'm a little more cautious. I was sitting the bag now by the speakers because I don't want the
yeah.
shit to be blown out.
Hey,
I
what's
asked Joaquin to put speakers.
how's that song go? I know it's only rock and roll, but I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh, rock and roll is famous all over the world.
Um, I wanted to ask you about your drums, and last time we touched a little bit about it, but you kind of just glazed over the top of your drums and about how um, you're as much a fan and spectator, and an aficionado, right? But you're also, you know, I'm sure there came a time where you had to have crossed over, because there's a lot of people that collect guitars, but there's a point where you cross over and you say, I'm going to be on this side. I want to be more on this side, because I've known percussionists that have harnessed their craft,
Mhm.
salsa or whatever, and then they go directly to gigging, and
Oh,
they harnessed it like a work trait.
oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And they play with salsa bands, and
yeah.
you know. So what would be the difference between a person like that who says, "I'm good, pay me, I know all the right parts," because there's parts, right? There's parts for different, like, or
Right.
different patterns, right?
Different pattern.
Guaguancó, plena, bomba, or no, no,
Merengue.
yeah, Mozambican,
Right,
right, right. So why do you think there's patterns? What, like, if the drum is a self-expression instrument
right.
from Africa, as used as a worship tool, how did it become like marketable, not marketable, but how did it become like harnessable? Like, there's a box, and if I learn these tricks and these patterns in this box, then I can go out and work. How did that happen? And have you touched on some of those, or have you been like, no, I don't want to learn those because it's kind of like I see what they're doing and that's not cool?
Yeah, as I mentioned before, I'm a dancer, a salsa dancer. Uh, carnaval, a lot of self-expression uh, in the Caribbean and Latino America, and so it's something that sort of you're ingrained. You listen to it, and then you love it, and that's how I got attached to percussion. I started with trumpet. I always loved dance bands because I'm a dancer, and for some reason I looked at the trap uh, drums. I saw this fellow playing it, man, the Chainmen. They're from Yuma, Arizona. Man, they were awesome. And so with my first little bonguito and what have you. So I personally decided that that's not where I was headed. In fact, infatuation with the African indigenous aspect of drumming from a
His,
spiritual culture
history. Hmm.
is what really drew me because when I played, let's say, with a band or fellows, I always found that there's this competition, and everybody thinks that they play better than the other person. You're not playing it right. You're playing it this way, blah 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 blah. Blah play it this way, and I don't know. That turned me off because I thought that's not where I feel like I want to be. And I used to, when I was going to college, I used to uh, invite friends that were musicians. We come over the house and we jam. I also went to love-ins. You take your drums and everybody plays drums. Went to Puerto Rican festivals. You know, anywhere in any place I could go to just to have fun with the drums and love to see people dance and what have you. And since I have a background in the therapeutic realm, the healing art, I felt that the drum would be a natural crossover and blend. And so that's how I started with drum circles and playing a variety of drums.
Hmm.
Uh, you can see I have some here. These are African drums, I have some Brazilian drums. I just think that all these instruments very sacred, very special, and they all have a voice. And in fact, I may think I'm playing them, but they might be playing me because of what these drums can do. They're like talking drums, and so I feel that everybody has
Well,
their niche and
that's
things that they
interesting.
like.
That's interesting. You just said talking drums, right? Because that's a form
Yeah,
of communication, right? From village,
yeah,
from one
yeah.
village to the next.
Right, right,
So,
exactly.
how do you think with the popularization of salsa music
Hmm.
in the 60s and the 70s, do you think that's how it became patternized? I guess that's my, how did it
Oh, I
become
see what that's your question. Yeah,
patternized? How did it become patternized? Like where people say, "Oh, you're not. What are you playing?" Like what I'm saying. Like
yeah,
people come up to you, or whatever. They say when you're playing from your heart, and which is the way it's supposed to be. Somebody may befriend you to say, "Why aren't you playing this pattern? Or why aren't you playing that pattern? That doesn't fit." Why?
right.
Why? How did it become patternized?
Yeah, I feel that if you see the evolution of Latin music and how it evolved, you have certain styles of music, and so with it, certain rhythms that evolve,
Uh-huh.
and as you said, patterns that supported that sound, and so people would, you have Ray Barreto and Mongo Santa Maria, and so on and so forth. Each one, Poncho Sanchez, each one of uh, took their trade and interpreted the music. You have a director who said, "I want to hear this from you. I want you to play it this way." And so after a while, certain patterns, if you look at studio percussionist. I had, for instance, an opportunity to play with this group. And they told me, I want you to play exactly like Santana. Cover music, like, exactly like Santana. And I said, well, it's not what I enjoy doing. I just enjoy, uh, like you said earlier, express my inspiration, my my feeling.
Hmm.
Uh, and so within that, there are patterns. There are people who play these instruments, and there are official uh, African patterns depending upon what country, what tribe that symbolize different things, and that's just the way it evolved. And I think the same thing is true with today's Latin music. So pretty much, then what happens is people write the music. Although you see a lot of the percussion people, you don't see a lot of people who read music. They play. They already know the pattern because they've been playing a long time, and it sounds good and it feels good.
Hmm.
Uh, and the songs have breaks and they have pieces and parts in them. But when I see timbaleros, bongoceros, campaneros, maraqueros, claveros, I already said bongos, but congas, tumbas, each one of them has a voice. And I think the idea ultimately is to get that, to bring that out. And really the pattern sort of is born naturally through the instrument and the song that's being played, in my opinion. But again, when you get commercialization of music, then that's where I think the patterns sort of come institutionalized in a way.
Because it seems to be there's a big separation. It seems to be
Mm-hmm.
that there's a big separation. Um, Let me see who's okay. Do you know who I think his name is Albert Ortiz, or is it Alfonso Ortiz?
Yeah, damn.
Or okay, Louis. Do you know Luis Conte?
Luis Conte, yeah, I've seen him. Actually, I've seen him play. Yeah,
Famous percussionist, right?
yeah, yeah. Very famous.
Okay,
Yeah,
he plays with everybody.
yeah, he does.
Doesn't
Yeah, he's
matter
very good.
doesn't matter what genre. He can play with anybody.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
very good. Yeah, I seen him at Spaghettini here once. He's very good.
Um, I'm sure he approaches things from a more um, fusion point, like
Yeah.
Poncho Sanchez. They approach it from their approach, right? Is more from a fusion aspect,
Mhm.
right? A man as established and as professional as he is, I don't think he would tell you that you're wrong. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, I think that's
I don't think I don't think he would say you're wrong and I'm right.
ah,
But somebody else would. Somebody that
somebody else would.
somebody that just plays salsa,
Yeah,
like it's like you're wrong. But
right,
but him, he says such a level that he understands that the bigger picture of it.
right,
And he would say,
exactly.
you're not wrong, you know, what you're doing.
Right. I like that what you said because I remember when we played in Temecula at that bar, there was this
And
young man,
are they still talking about it?
yeah, Puerto Rican young man. I didn't know at the time, but he had a lot of
Temecula.
rhythm and a lot of interest,
Temecula.
and he
Okay.
wanted to play. He conveyed that to me. We do that sort of eye contact, and I said, "Come on over, take over the bongos," and he did. He did such a dynamite job, and I joined in with a campana, with a maraca, guiro, and we had a great time. I think we turned that place upside down. It was intense. Never seen the fellow, never knew what he could bring to the table, but that's okay. It's no different than it's a jam. Really, it's a jam, but everybody coalesces and everybody becomes one in the sound. That's the original. really purpose of the instrument and music uh, in that genre is to just let it come out. And you were playing the leader, the guitar. We had the the rhythm, we had the bass. Oh man, it all came together. And I think that
Yeah.
when you have that type of uh, ambiance, nothing but good things come out because the people also are part of that. The audience, the dancers,
Hmm.
everybody is involved. Whereas a lot of times you go to these concerts, you have to sit down and look at the band. You want to get up and dance, but you're unable to many times because you're in a stadium or a concert type of setting. In the old days, it wasn't like that. Nobody sat down.
Nobody sat down, huh?
Nobody sat down. Everybody danced.
Nah,
So you see,
you're
so
right.
that's where it became. It's kind of sterile in many ways because you've lost that involvement. You're just listening now, which is
Hmm.
good, but you're not
Participating.
you're not using your feet. You're not using your hombros. You're not squeezing your partner. You're not having
Hmm.
the total effect, and that's what people like. I notice when we play, people get up and they get hyped up, and they let us know, hey, that was great, that was good, thank you.
Hmm.
Like therapeutic, and that's a healing process of music and uh, the good things. That's my particular thing. You're
Well,
not
it's
necessarily going
like,
to make a ton of money, but it's nice.
well, it's different because you're not like a piano player, a pianist or a guitarist. I mean, it's
Yeah,
like you're not hitting the wrong notes. See,
right.
it's like you're
Yeah, yeah.
but I could be hitting the right notes,
Uh-huh.
right? Or I could be hitting not the right. I could be playing my guitar like I know how,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not the same. It's not the same communicative instrument as there's just such an association with Latino, with what you do with the conga drums and the little percussion. In a minute, I'm going to ask you to take out your little small percussion bag.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just it's like that native the native
Right,
thing where you just want to grab something and shake it, right? It's or bang it. It's just an innate characteristic to want to do,
right.
and
Absolutely.
you can participate immediately. It's not like you need lessons, you need to learn the music, you need to learn the guitar. So
Yeah,
I'm not saying that that's the easiest way to become part of the music, but it is. It really
right.
is the easiest
Yeah,
way to be part of the music. Did you feel
absolutely.
that? Did you feel that, or did you feel more of a different connection? Did you
Well,
feel that? Did you feel like, well, my talents maybe lie right here, and they don't so much lie over here?
right. Given that for me, it was more like a hobby.
But you're a dancer, like you're a dancer, so.
Yeah, I love dancing. Dancing is a hobby. I had a chance to go into
Mhm.
this area as a career, but uh, another route. But nevertheless, I never let go. Hard to of your cultura and your love for la música, and so
Mhm.
that expression of the swing and the clave, bongos, and conga. It's just something that you know you're playing with set of musicians, whatever it is they're playing. You can't help it. You can't help but get involved in the música. Of course, some groups are very welcoming, and sometimes some other groups are very domineering. And so you sort of watch, observe, and enjoy what they're offering. In other cases, there's different scenarios where, hey, jump in and be part of it. I've been in drum circles around various cities, and there's always one dominant person who It says, "Look at me, fluffing the feathers. I'm bad." And I said, "Well, hey, that's good. You know, get on with it." But everybody brings something to the table. So I agree with you. It's more raw. The drum is probably one of the oldest instruments, along with the reed, the flute, bamboo flute. Uh, and don't kid yourself. There are patterns in indigenous and you know Maya and Inca. Uh, you look at Mediterranean music. They have their own culture, their own patterns. Indian music, Irish music. I tried one time to do some Argentina drums. Boy,
Mm-hmm.
they're pretty tough. The way they have their own patterns, you got to kind of have to, to some extent, practice and be part of that. You know, but it's all doable. It depends on how much dedication you have to the commitment. But what I do is it's roots
Are you
oriented.
are you talking about? I think you're hesitating to say the word practice because there may not be. Is there a practice? Is there a practice involved?
Yeah, I think that the practice is very good because it allows you to uh, get in shape. I call it music memory, as you know the term. The more you play, the more you practice, your muscles, your tendons uh, sort of shape to the flexibility in your hands and your
Dude,
arms. So
plus your hands hurt, don't they? When you first play. I mean, they hurt when you play guitar, of course, at first.
yeah,
But your hands really hurt. Literally, they hurt, right? You need to develop calluses, no?
yeah. And some people who are newbies in my group they say, "Oh, my hands hurt." So we have some exercises, you because you're skin on skin. You're slapping the calluses, what have you. Well, I tried not to kill myself. When I was younger, I used to play for 6 hours at a time, beating the hell out of the drum, and then sometimes we would cut ourselves and bleed. The drum would have
Yeah.
blood on it.
How you were in college?
Yeah. Mhm.
18, 19? Cal
Yeah, I
State,
was about 18, 19, 20, 21,
Cal
22.
State Long Beach?
Cal State Long Beach. Yeah, we used to, in those days, remember, those were the love-ins where you bring drums and you start playing in the park, like Griffin Park, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, all the other hippies would come out and start dancing. And boom, 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 boom. Man, it was awesome in those
Mm-hmm.
days. There was no restriction in terms of uh, what was being done. No violence. No, no aggression. It was just express yourself. Just let it out. And the beauty thing is that drums kind of people would pick up on that, feel the vibration, and they would,
Dance like
you'd be like one on one on.
right, right. They would dance in a way that has no form, right? It's very
Yeah,
abstract, not abstract. What's the word I'm looking for? Not abstract. Abstract, I guess.
yeah.
Avant-garde.
Avant-garde is like
Yeah.
you throw out a certain tonality and people will kind of react to it. And, when they react, you react to what they're doing, and they're sending you a vibration. Wow, you send them another communication, as you were saying earlier.
Right. It's like a
With
desire.
rhythm,
There's like a then it becomes like a physical thing, right? A
yeah,
physical
it's
like
rhythm. There's a rhythm. You play
f-
the rhythm. So your body is an instrument, and so they be moving. They be pointing and smiling, and
Mhm.
it's just like, oh man, you become one,
Mhm.
and it's awesome. It's a great experience.
So you know what? I have never um I have never been at a drum circle like the ones at Griffith Park,
Oh
and
yeah,
yeah. I know that that was the main one, right? That was like the main one people would go to, right? Griffith
Yeah,
Park.
that was held drum circles down there by the carousel,
Hmm.
and people would just start showing up, and you have these big circles of
Hmm.
people. And that's the days when you have flashers, and you would just get all excited and wild, and it was amazing in many ways.
Hmm.
You've seen Woodstock, so it's kind of like Woodstock.
What? When were they? Were they on a Saturday afternoon, or were
Yeah,
they
they were usually on the on the weekend.
during the day?
Yeah, during the day, man. Sometimes they're going the night. You know, uh, after a while, the neighbors would complain. I remember when we were
In
trying to.
Griffith Park,
Yeah, man.
the
I mean, because
sound the
remember,
sound travels, huh?
yeah, yeah, these sounds you could hear miles apart. I remember the Puerto Rican festival, Dia de San Juan in Cabrillo Beach. A lot of group people, everybody take their drum. And you have a friend here, and then 10 people play, and then over here another 5 people, and then you go from this group to that group, and people just playing all over. You have a band, the beaches there. It's it's almost like heaven, man. It's like heaven.
Hmm.
And it was something incredible, something that was very endemic to the time. It's really raw energy that was there. Just raw, pure raw energy, beautiful stuff. And there's nothing more fun than playing with people, and people are dancing, and people are into it, and a lot of creativity. And, oh man, it gave you lots of energy. That's why we were able to play all day long without getting tired.
So, so for you to teach a class, um, do you have to make people aware that yes, yes, you can just start banging. Uh, so go for it, or is it? Uh, Let me give you the history, and if you'd like to learn something, if you'd like to learn a pattern, if you'd like to learn how to hit it correctly, is it your class more a history class or a technical class? And then part two of my question is that you had mentioned that there's a certain thing that you when you speak there's certain like you said you have a spiel about um,
Mm-hmm.
how you go about it and why they're there, why are they there,
Right.
you know what I mean, like
Yeah. Yeah. Usually, there's a narrative that you put down on paper, and people read
I'm
it.
gonna put you on full screen here. Go
Yeah.
ahead, man.
Yeah.
Do your 10-minute thing, bro.
Yeah. And
Go for it.
people read it, and typically they want to experience. Uh, it's something that for a lot of people they didn't think that they could do it, but the way we do it is we say, "Hey, you need no experience. Uh, you come out, and you'll be one with the group. The techniques work very simple, and in a sense, everybody is on the same page. We want everybody on the same page, and we do some chanting, dancing, lots of playing, and go for about 2 hours. People really enjoy it, have a great time. Uh, but we promote a lot the healing arts. That these drums have been uh, used for communication and for celebration, and people participate in the community, especially in West Africa. Very popular. That's where drumming uh, is every part of their culture. People from Nigeria or Lagos, anywhere in Africa, you find that the djembe, which I got in one of these bags back here. These are the boombox right over there. You can see uh, those are drums that also are part of the musical expression, but they also have patterns. I can't say I know those patterns per se. I did perform with some African dancers, and they had their own patterns, which I didn't know. But this young lady who was dancing also knew how to play uh, one of the drums, and I had her play, and then we followed her, and it worked out very well. And out of it, it's just the chemistry and the expression that comes out. People really enjoy it because it's like a meditative tool. You play it, the drums, and you play in a circle with the sound just keep radiating. And we use as you said earlier, a spiritual connection. That uh, drumming is really vibration and rhythm more than anything else. We're not hung up on uh, necessarily playing correctly or incorrectly. Everybody plays correctly. The way uh, I facilitate the group and other people, because I've been in other groups, and the idea is that you want people to go there and sort of turn off all their chatter. I did one couple weekends ago for the staff of counselors, psychologists, or therapists. And the whole idea is that they can benefit themselves from the stress releaser and healing art, healing instrument by playing. If you look at shamans, for instance, shamans are the doctors of native culture, and they're the medicine men. Well, guess what? They use drums to reach higher states of consciousness because there's a syncopation uh, effect when you do a drum. So at first, you hear the sound, but so just turn off all this chatter. Just focus on the beat, on the drum, and just close your eyes, and that's where the meditation piece comes in, the mindfulness and the concentration on letting loose, being free. Before you know it, you're flying. I had people experience all kinds of things when we were doing these exercises. Hey, 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 oh, that's the African American. So we
That
try to,
sounds very Native American.
yeah, but we're all it's a crossover. We're all
I mean that sound definitely sounded like something Cherokee or something very
oh
Native
yeah, oh yeah.
American.
I have Native American uh, roots from Central America,
Hmm.
also roots from America in Spain and Portugal, and also African from West African. So you could imagine, and my veins runs just about the three major types of cultures, and all cultures have drums. Every single one of them
Hmm.
has drums, and so I'm very interested in what people do. And again, you have dance, You know,
Mm-hmm.
you could play with your feet, with your elbows, your body, and then it's beautiful when you hear the drums, man, and you're doing your thing. It's like wow. And then when you go into your circles, sometimes those things come up uh, without you realizing it. You're like, wow, I'm playing that
Yeah.
particular beat,
What,
that
what,
rhythm. It's
what,
really, really wonderful.
why do you think it sometimes scares people?
Well, I had one fellow, uh, this this gentleman said, wow, he got up and took his voice. He goes, and you're playing that voodoo music.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, no, I said, there's nothing voodoo about what we're doing. I mean, there's no emphasis in that, but there is a lot of correlation with drumming music. It's African, yeah, but they have their own ritual and their own uh, style of playing, which there's a lot of commonality. Remember, religion and spirituality. Uh, Everybody has their expression. So some people are like, oh my God, I not many, but some people uh, don't understand it, and so they tend to stereotype the practice, and that's true with anything. People say, "Oh,
Hollywood
yeah,"
too, right?
it's like, "Wow," it's like this is what's going on. None of that is going on. We don't talk about any of that stuff. Or not that I'm not saying it's good or bad. It is what it is. It's beautiful. Music is music to me, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I realize that it can be interpreted that way. But hey, you know, I don't like the Grateful Dead, for instance. You could trip out and say, "Oh, these guys are playing demonic music," but most people are just having fun, enjoying it. You could interpret anything any way you want, but for the most part, people love it because it's fun, enjoyable. The way we present it, okay, we present
Mm-hmm.
it in that fashion, and we want people to enjoy it, to take something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
We want people to experience playing with other people, which is rare because there's two things that are going on with music, and that is you probably heard it. It's listening, learning to be a good listener, and being creative at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Listening meaning listen to the drum
Mm-hmm.
and being creative with it. Find ways to let your expression evolve. And then there's techniques for allowing that to happen. You have to empower people and give them a few tools so they can do that. And I think a lot of people get scared because they don't want to get caught in the middle of a session and not knowing what to do. I always reinforce that. Don't you worry, because I'm responsible for the matrix, the foundation of the sound.
Mm-hmm.
I will always be on beat, and I help them be able to express themselves. They love it. People love it. They go, "Wow, it's like a toy." Little kid,
Mm-hmm.
you know, playing a toy. So really, I remember when we were young. We used to pick up instruments and have fun. It's getting back to being uh, children again, to being boys and girls again, to being
What did we say last time?
expressing
The naivete, right?
naivete,
And
and
you lose.
that's where we want to go because we lost that. We get conditioned, we get socialized. They
Mm-hmm.
tell us what's right and wrong,
Mm-hmm.
which there's nothing wrong with that in the society to survive, but we lose the fun of life, the enjoyment, the laughter,
Mm-hmm.
the playfulness. That's why we're musicians. Let's play, man. We're playing, you know,
So
having fun.
that's what Miles Davis said, right?
Yeah, just play, man.
Just play, bro.
So for me, I enjoy it, and I sometimes I've had one time I had nobody show up. Only one time to my group, and the fellow that was at the Center of Living Peace said, "Hey, are you still going to hold the session?" I go, "It doesn't matter." I told him, to me, if there's zero, one, or 100 people,
Mm-hmm.
because to me, I always have the opportunity. If nobody shows up, for me to tend to my equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I have 30 drums at these sessions. It's a good time for me to spend time cleaning the drum and adjusting the drums and playing the drums. When you have 30 people or more, you
Mm-hmm.
don't have time to do all that stuff. So you take advantage of the opportunity
Yeah.
to do things. You know what I'm talking about with your equipment. A lot
Right.
of times,
Right.
your springs, you got to see what the guys are broken.
Yeah, you have a lot of experience. You have a lot of experience in this. Sometimes it's easy to spot a beginner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's easy to spot a beginner. I know it is more easy on a piano
Oh yeah,
or a guitar.
yeah.
Is there such thing? Is there such thing when it comes to percussion and music? Is there such thing as a beginner?
Well, I suppose that if you have some really real good natural talent, you maybe been doing a lot of practicing, or
Mm,
maybe it shows up. You get uh, on the stage, and you start playing, man. And I see little kids, they go, "Wow, these guys are
mhm,
like Tito Puente." He started playing when he was a little kid. Ricky Ricardo, and these fellas, it's in their blood, and
mhm.
their DNA, man. They just play, man. They just tear it up.
You know what? Speaking of playing, man, why don't you give us some sound samples? Maybe if you want to take your trick toy of tricks, your bag of tricks, you want to bust out the caja there, man. Or not the caja, not the cajon. Your bolsa.
Unfortunately, the bolsa is not here today. I would have to go and get it. I don't have it right in this room, unfortunately.
I
I had
thought
it
you.
last week, right?
Oh yeah, you had it last week, man.
But if you give me a break, I could. See, I would have to go. Oh, you know what? I do have one of the favorite. I'll get you one of a clave. I have a clave that I got
You
in Cuba now. A lot of people may not necessarily think much of these sticks, but
Yeah, man. Go ahead, do your thing.
clave, it is said that is the center of the sound in Cuban music, Latin music. You know, and it's always or now with that you could get going. You could take off all the drummers and uh, the bass, the tumba, the conga, the bongos, guitar, maracas, guido could all chime in. Just basically, and when you hear uh, the tribal music, Latin, African, Brazilian, uh, you always will hear that particular effect in all songs. But naturally, it has a very good groove. And I've been listening a lot to African music, more the sound that is contemporary, where they're doing a lot of that. I mean, that's certainly were, that's the motherland, but ding, 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 ding. You know, and then all the instruments go into that. That would be the core sound from the clave. Two sticks, very primitive. Again, the conga, as we said last week, the tree, special tree with a goat skin or animal skin
Mm-hmm.
that sacrificed itself so that music could be generated for celebration, the gathering in the community.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you know, this is wood, so it came from a special tree.
Mm-hmm.
As beautiful, you know, I know that I've heard a lot of the music that you produce. You have a lot of clave albums, and many of those songs.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because it just carry over.
Right. There's two, three, oh, two,
Huh?
three, two, three, or three, two,
Yeah,
or there's a rumba clave.
it's a rumba clave.
And that's the one that I use. That's the one that I grew up using.
Right.
Ba 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 ba. Right. Which there's like a pause, right? It's not like da 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 or da 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 da. It's more there's like a swing to it, right? Ba da 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 da. There's like a syncopation, right? There's the
Yes,
difference.
exactly. Yeah, you know, again, each one of these, like the rumba. In fact, if you look at the gypsies,
Mm-hmm.
they really love the rumba. Not to say that they historically just came recently upon the rumba. I think the gypsy were
Right.
uh,
Right.
transfers. The they're from northern Africa.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I hear that. Now I
What's
don't
that?
hear it.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
I don't hear it.
You don't hear it?
I heard it there for a while. Then
Can you hear my voice?
I can hear your voice, but
Okay.
I can't hear your
Hold on.
pick. No, I can't hear it. I wonder what happened. I can hear your voice, but I can't hear.
Oh no, you know what? Okay, let me try something.
Yes.
Now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay,
Yes.
how about this?
Now, oh, you started, then it faded. No, I can't hear the guitar. You started, and then I don't know for some reason it faded.
All right, how about now? Can you hear me now?
I could hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
I could hear you before.
You see,
But
you
it's,
see, that's with your white headphones.
oh,
That's what would happen to your drum. It would
oh,
fade out
it would fade out. It doesn't make
because the microphones only they can only handle so much Latino.
absorb it, huh?
Why don't you bring another drum out?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got plenty of those. We got. You want to hear something Africano?
Up to you.
No?
Up to you. Up to you.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it gives you a different. Or a bongo. You want to hear a little bongo? Well, I have to. For a bongo, I would have to tune it up. But I have the djembe, beautiful drum that has a real nice sound to it. Let me get that one. Oh, Rumba.
Yeah. As you can tell here, this is us musicians.
Here's what here.
What was that?
The one of my
Can,
favorites was my class.
you can hear me out there? It's a labor of love, man. Packing up, setting up,
Put in
packing
a
up,
plug
tearing down.
for this one. I got it at Motherland in Inglewood. Dan over there
Mhm.
sells all kinds of African equipment, good stuff. If you
Motherland,
ever want
Inglewood.
Inglewood, just look it up.
The last time I was, let me see when the last time I was in Inglewood. I
You
went
probably were
to
there for the
concert,
forum, right?
the forum. I went to go see
Forum.
Chris Stapleton.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's got a beautiful setup, nicely decorated, very African. He's got a studio in there where you can go try any drum you want. They have classes. They have the best, some of the best instructors for African drumming. Amazing, very good. These guys are over the top. But this is the djembe, pretty heavy. I can't tell you right now what kind of wood it is. Or I know this is built.
Man,
How does it
what happened to that conga over there?
sound? This this is gum bop. These are one of the
Can't
original
hear you. Can't hear you.
gum bops, two of them, and I had them stored.
Uh huh.
And I'll show you what happened.
Oh boy, you see, he got real excited, man. Then he
And I
said,
would advise
"Pow."
you not to store skins because the moisture and the heat just dried up all the skins, as you can see. Because these are, remember, goat skins. Some are cow. Here's the replacement I'm going to put there. So a friend of mine is
Wow.
going to help me, Anthony, and I Conquero, and we're going to fold it. And we got this one, and then the other one. But I've had these are probably one of my first gum bops. I don't think I'm not sure they make these anymore, but they're all wood. Uh, Kind of resemble the Cuban style conga. I think LP took the conga design from the Cubano congas. These items,
Yeah. Yeah.
those big ones. But that's the way they were
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. They were kind of designed like that. Beautiful drum.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. So I'm going to fix them, both of them. I'm going to fix them.
Mm-hmm.
Remember this picture? Happen to have this one here.
Oh boy, what do you
Remember
got?
that one?
I see Jerry's. Is that at the Baja?
Yeah,
Is that?
that's that.
Oh, those are not your congas, huh?
No,
Those
those are
are. Oh, but it looks like the conga right next to you,
yeah. It's the yeah, very very familiar. Yeah, the LPs.
dude.
I don't know exactly what model it is, but yeah, they're probably the same model. These are caliente. But remember, he played Mike Timbales and I played
Yeah,
congas on that game.
yeah. He hit your timbales and they just evaporated. Remember?
Woo! Well, in my fault,
He went, bah! They vanished.
the guy he's very strong, and I had that
Jason.
correlated correlated steel, which is very weak. It's not like feel that
Yeah.
a lot of the high end timbales. Mine was a low end, and it was on a cymbal. He hit it was on the stand, and he just went boom, and the thing just like you said, just the cymbals stayed together, but the stand busted. And I go, whoa! It was. But
That's
we were blasting that day.
how come you don't have that picture up?
Well, I had it up, but we're doing a little redesign. That's why I
Oh,
got it here. I got it here. We're gonna put that one up.
hey, you can auction. You know what, man? You can do. Wow, who gave you
What's
that?
up?
Who gave you that? Who
What
gave?
this?
Yeah.
This was my son-in-law took this picture.
Uh
Remember,
huh.
he was doing the video.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice picture. Huh?
But look at the size of that bass rig. Is that a serious bass rig or
That's
what?
yours, isn't it? Is that yours?
No, Jerry.
Oh, that was Jerry. Oh, the bass. Yeah, he played bass. I'm sorry. Yeah.
We called him Smiley.
Smiley.
Yeah.
Is he still around? You see him?
Yeah, he's around. He's around. He's
Good
not
bass
playing.
guy.
He's not playing, but you know.
Oh, oh, that's too bad. He was
Well,
kind of animated, and but he played bass. He got in. I miss all those guys those days.
yeah, I do too.
We had a lot of fun in those days, boy.
Well,
Back when we played, remember? We tore the house up, but we were the one of the first bands. And then later on, they had their band.
oh,
People say, hey,
Cinco de Mayo.
people say,
Yeah.
hey, why don't you guys stay? I go, oh, yeah, talk to. We tore it up. People were like, the intensity, man. Everybody was flying.
Yeah,
Remember?
it seemed. Yeah, you know what? I remember, and then the past, 10 years or so, I just remember playing in places where it's like, shh, keep it down, keep it down.
Yeah, yeah,
Something
yeah.
changed. Something
Something changed.
changed because around that time they were like, hey man, turn it up, you know?
Sheesh. Yeah, they couldn't get enough, man, because people got in the groove. People want to go and have fun, want to jump around, want to have
Oh,
their little drinks, but they want to dance. The kind of music we play, rumba, flamenco, and all the other attachments to the sound. It's a happy music, man.
yeah, man.
Alegre.
Yeah, I'd like to get back to that, man.
What, 7-piece band, or how many members were there? I forget. There were what, 7, 9, or
Yeah, Dan Sistos,
yeah,
Farah,
usually.
Ian,
Yeah. Woo.
uh,
Wow.
Jason.
Yeah.
Um, who else? My
Wow.
dad. My dad.
Yeah, man. That was some firepower, huh?
Yeah,
You were the guy that all you were the engineer too, right?
you know what? But it's not so much that I lost. I lost not wanting to do that.
Right.
Uh, I think right after that, I started working. Oh, no, no. Yeah, I was working. I started working at Telemundo.
Oh, that's right.
And then so I went to work for about
Right.
4 or 5 years. And I did gigs, I
Yeah.
did. I think
Yeah.
that might have been a gig
8 gig of many.
that I did during while I was working.
Right.
Uh, and then, but I remember between those times, I didn't do too many gigs. I wasn't
Mhm.
out there as we were here and there. You remember. There's a great video of us. I gotta find it.
What at this place?
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Was
No,
it at this place or was it
no,
the Zocalo?
no. It was at somebody's house,
Oh,
and I want to say that it was one of your gigs,
oh, one of the ones that I together. Wow.
and they were dancing, and we did a whole video.
Really?
Here, I'm gonna send it to you.
Man, you
Uh,
you got stuff there that's amazing, man. You got a lot of real, baby.
Here, do you have access to the internet on your laptop? Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I'm
Okay.
on.
Okay. All right. Now you were playing bongos. Do you remember Jaime?
Jaime. That name rings a bell. What did he do?
He was a
Guitar?
drummer.
Oh, Jaime. Yeah, he's a good drummer, huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He had everything down packed, man. Huh? Did he? I thought he looked like he was.
And you'll see him, but I need to find it right now.
Oh, Jaime's on that gig. That
Yeah.
he when I started, playing with you and boys, he was a drummer, right? Therefore,
No,
you
he,
had different drummers. I remember
man,
Jaime.
there's some great videos of us here, man. Me and you doing Guantanamera. It's a great video, me and you doing Guantanamera. Um, God, okay, it's not here. It's not here where I think it is. So it's probably on a different account. Switch accounts.
I got files galore,
Oh
man.
boy. Okay. No, I need to switch accounts. I'm on a different account here. Um, how do I switch accounts? Jeez, in my hybrid Rumbero,
Rumbero.
Rumbamba, Rumbame, your videos. Okay, is this? I think this is the money shot, baby.
There it is.
Okay, I gotta keep going. There it is. I got it. Okay, bro. Check your email. Share Alejandro.
Oh, you got it there, huh? You got it.
Okay, go for it. See, see, see if you know whose house this is. And you know what I'm gonna do? Oh man, I don't have this on my channel.
You know?
Good Lord. How can I get people to see it? I don't know. It has 404 views,
Really?
and it says
Wow.
2006.
Whoa. 2006. Woo. Are you kidding me, man?
Let's see. I need to see your reaction. Are you seeing what I'm seeing here?
Oh, there it is. Hybrid Roomba barbecue. Oh, is that the one in the garage? Yeah, I remember that one.
No, 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 no. We're outside in a patio or something.
Yeah, the pet. I remember that one.
Okay.
Dan Sisto was there.
Yeah,
There you
was
are. Look at this, man. Hijo de la fregada, ¿eh?
Hey, listen to it. Turn it up. Can you hear anything?
Yeah.
You got the little box. Where's the little box at?
Oh, you mean the other box? Here. Let's see that. I'm gonna put that.
2006. Boy, me oh my. Let's see. Tell you how old I was right now. 2006. Okay, well, I was like 28. I was working.
Daddy's there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and Jaime's the drummer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not synced with the. I'm not synced with the laptop. I should be on this one. That's why you can't hear it. But I remember that one. You can find that one on YouTube. Look at that. 2006. 14 years ago. Yeah, man. A young buck, huh? Wow. I remember that. 400 views. Wow.
What was that your gig? I'm gonna blast him here on the screen.
That's the fella's house right there. Huh?
Yeah. Well, dude, was that your gig? That was your gig, right?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, huh? That's right. I put that one together. God, I oh wow, I think that was a referral from another gig, and there we are, man. In fact, the house, the owners of the house are those people dancing, and then there's a lot of people behind us, uh, and they were grooving. Look at you guys, Jesus, right? How old were you there, man? You were like a young buck, man.
28,
28.
28, 29.
So you and I got together first time in 2002, wasn't it? You said the
My,
last week was before, but I don't remember. Was it then?
um, well, prior to this gig, we had been playing a little bit. We've
Yeah,
been playing, we've been playing a while. I mean, prior to this gig.
yeah.
Are those,
But I
those,
mean,
are those,
huh?
is that conga right there? Those congas that you got?
Yeah, that's it, babe. Boy, I've had them a long time, huh?
Yeah. Caliente.
Caliente.
Can
That's
you
my
hear,
first.
can you hear the music? Can you hear it?
I could hear it, but it's running out of the speakers. I wish I could plug it in. There's no way I could do it, huh? So it comes out on the air.
Oh, no worries, man.
Yeah, no
But
worries.
I just want you to, I wanted you to hear us. You can't hear at all? There's no
Yeah,
audio?
I could. Oh, if I plug this to that, I could hear this to that.
Oh, you can't
The
hear anything? There's no speakers?
Yeah, but it's not little. They're not connected to any big speakers.
Don't you have a set of headphones that are connected to that?
When you think of it, that's what I hear down here, huh?
Yeah, there you go, buddy.
Shoot, I got so many headphones. I don't even know what I got. I'm dropping it. Now. Ah,
Classic reaction
now
right
I
here.
hear it.
Here we go.
Now I hear it.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Dale, 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 cubano.
Oh wow. Yeah. Whoa, that sounds sweet, huh? Wow. Woo! Wow. Oh yeah. I remember. I'll tell you this story. Oh, there's another two. Oh, samba pati. Oh wow.
We're going to take a little trip down memory lane here. Alejandro currently has his other headphones off. I was telling the viewers,
Hey, I take this.
huh?
I want to tell you a story, man. That's
Okay.
how unorthodox I am. But I remember one of these songs. I can't remember which one. Dan Sistos came up to me towards the end. He goes, "Hey," he goes, "Why did you deviate from the pattern?" You go back to that, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said that. And I said, Dan, I said,
Oh, you had a
I had,
goatee back then. Look at that goatee, man. It was strong.
yeah,
That was
yeah, it was
strong.
strong. It was not that great. And
You're,
I told Dan, I had to let the horses run. He looked at me and go, whoa. You know, I was like, oh man, I was already in another dimension, man. 'Cause we were like getting down, and you know, Danny is a classical guitarist, right? Is that right? And
Sure
he's
he,
very classical, very
well, very, very, let me choose my words. Um, he comes from a certain school, a school of music, um,
yeah,
that requires a sense of um, timing and organization.
timing, yeah, and
Time, a
organization,
sense
right?
of
Okay,
timing and organization, because at times percussion can be so far left
yeah,
that in other words, as instrumentalists, whatever, there's jazz music, right?
right,
There's jazz music and like Latin music and
right,
Latin jazz, and so um, even in that ensemble, there's still some sort of construction.
right,
Jazz, there's still a pattern. There's still
right,
a sense of timing. There's still,
absolutely,
so even though it may sound all jumbled, there's still a sense of something there. Not
right.
not
Very
just
good.
classical music, but you know.
Yeah,
So I think maybe that's what he's
no,
referring to. Like, hey,
yeah,
we're
he
all
know
we're
he,
all we're all having fun here, but there's something within the bigger picture
yeah.
that you went
Yeah.
away from.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, he's definitely. Consequently, after that, I know I've seen him perform with some highly professional people, and I mean, guys. I think he's a recording artist. After that, I think he recorded some music, and so I was a little embarrassed in one sense, but on the other hand, since man, something took over me, man. I just not that I was totally off, but like you just said, he's used to having a certain pattern play for the music. And so
Well,
he asked me, he goes, well, how come what happened there? I said, man, I had let the horses run. It's
nobody
like
said,
you know,
yeah, whoa.
whoa, I shot, man. I shot the sheriff. But, you know, it was a good thing that he said that because sometimes you have to hear it,
Hmm.
you know? You have to hear
Hmm.
that, hey, put la renda un poquito. Pero, you know, I'm used to, uh, again, you know, those festivals and stuff where you just let it all hang out,
Well,
which is a lot of fun.
yeah, I think from where you're coming from, maybe the money, like when you get paid for something, you get paid to do a job
Yeah,
that's asked of you, it's required of you, right? So,
right.
you know, even though there was a budget, a lot of times there wasn't a budget. There's always something required of him.
Right.
He wouldn't, number one, he wouldn't be there. Well, probably number one. And I remember a lot of those gigs. I just wanted to sound good, and sometimes I would end up, with no budget either, or we would leave it at the bar. Most likely, most of the times we leave it at the bar, right?
Right.
Okay. Let's just call it what it is. Right?
Big- Yeah, exactly.
So you can, I think, when you reach a certain level of music, there's a certain freedom that you strive to reach. You know who talks about that is Chick Corea. Chick Corea talks
Oh, yeah.
about, when you reach a certain level, you study and you practice and you do things over and over and over and over again, and you like you were saying, muscle memory, and it just becomes a part of you.
Yeah.
But that there's freedom up here. There's freedom and
Right.
expression up here because you've earned it. and not only you've earned it, it sounds like it. You see it in your face. You see it in the faces of the other musicians around you, how much fun they're having. And it's organized fun, but it can be extremely liberating.
Yeah.
Kind of what we're talking about. You
Right.
see, but your liberation's immediate.
Right.
See, and the people that go to your class, it's immediate. They get an immediate
Right.
response.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't mean that you know it sounds very abstract to the average person. A lot of Poncho Sanchez stuff, and there's a lot of jamming in between. There's like it starts with a tag, da 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 da, and then it's just jamming, the saxophone, the congas, the piano, the trombones, and then at the end it comes back to da 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 da, right?
Yeah.
So there's a
Yeah.
structure, and then there's a freedom within the structure.
Right.
That's a beautiful thing. But
It
you
sure is.
all ultimately need to come in, and a lot of salsa music is very precise.
Right. Oh, exactly.
Es una orquesta, right? Una
Yeah.
orquesta.
Orquesta.
Breaks
That's
ta
what.
ta 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 tu 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 ta 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 pa ta 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 ta, right? Nothing but breaks, beautiful orchestration,
Yeah.
ensemble, voices, the percussion is doing its thing, and then when you get it right, when all the all everything's like a well-oiled machine, there's freedom in that. But when someone's not doing their part, maybe like you were that day,
Yeah. Yeah.
it,
That's
there's
what
no
I know.
there's no freedom in that.
Ah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there's
No,
so
I respected uh, what he said, and I learned a lot from it because it makes you self-reflect that maybe I need to also fall into that structure. And there's a time for that freedom. Like you guys used to say, Alejandro,
right.
and I would jump in. But I'm like, I'm ready to go, but that's the part where you, as a musician, coming in from garage or park, or what have you, into a band like yours, that's where you have to now temper,
Yeah.
temper what you're
Also,
doing.
also, God, man, we'll save this for another episode, man. But man, you and I love reggae music.
Yeah.
We love it. It's called world music, right? Because it's
Oh,
it's
heck. Woo.
it's incredible.
Love it.
It puts you immediately puts you in a different place. You know, I was listening to a
Yeah.
Gregory Isaac song. I was listening to Night Nurse.
Uh-huh.
Remember that song?
Night nurse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that
Oh,
one. Oh, yeah.
Night Nurse, right?
Uh-huh.
And man, that's a whole nother topic. But I just want to touch on it because it draws you. See, that's a different type,
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
different type of percussion, different type of transient. Is that the right word? Kind of
Yes, it
put
is.
Yes, it kind of puts you in a trance, right?
Yeah.
Because the beats are repetitive and they're very syncopated, and they're very laid back. Not slow, just they're very laid.
True.
The drummer's behind the beat, and the up is the down and the down is the up. People are really largely familiar with Bob
Yeah.
Marley and the Wailers, but they established a sound that was upside down, right? It was a lot of different things before it became reggae music, but
Right.
a lot of the sounds, like the newer stuff we listen to, Third World and whatnot, have a very the bass, el bajo, and the drums are that's it. It's the foundation, you know,
Yeah.
and it brings you in. It draws you in.
It draws you up.
as opposed to like
Magnetic, yeah.
yeah, as opposed, well, like I guess it's similar to salsa, bringing everybody to the dance floor. But this is different. It's a different
Right.
type of thing, and um,
Is it kind of like a ska or something like that? I like when they go brum brum.
oh, right, 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 right,
All these sounds. It
right,
seems like you're like flying, man.
right,
I
right.
just love that.
Eco, what's the name? Bunny,
Is that ska?
Bunny.
What they call ska? Huh?
There's so many.
There's dance
What
hall.
there's dance hall, one drop. Okay, yeah, it first started as
One
dance
drop.
hall and ska, right? And then
Yeah.
I guess reggae is the commercial term that they put on it,
Ah,
right?
like salsa.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
but it's no, no. Unlike salsa,
No, I
because
mean the salsa. Tito Puente says, "No, I don't play salsa. I play
right.
Latin jazz." It's like,
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the term salsa was from a commercial, right? It was from a commercial, like an actual, hey, try my salsa, right?
yeah.
Is that right?
I think there's so much truth in that. Salsa is the sabor de la comida latina. The spice. The music is the spice.
Mhm.
También, I think maybe it has double meaning, but I would have to look that up. I've heard both versions.
There's different types. There,
Yeah,
you can listen to some makes you dance,
yeah,
some makes you and some like that, like the Wahida stuff kind of like draws you into. It's like it takes you on a
yeah,
journey. Like
yeah,
we're
man.
getting back to the Buena Vista stuff, where it sounds like very different time. Like they got a song on there called not Chan Chan. They got a song on there, right? Chan Chan. That's the first song on the album, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's just four chords. Dun 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 da 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 dun dun dun. Right. And so
Yeah,
it's like captivating. So you're like, wow, these are weird sounds. I'm hearing things from different, different angles. It's like, so there's a
is that
lot.
the one that has violins? It goes. You hear the violins? That one? I'm not sure. I know one of them has that violin. It sounds like wow.
Oh, no, no, no. It wasn't violin. It was a guitar going, like it sounded like howling, right? Howling.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Like,
That was the guitar.
it was a
Yeah, yeah,
slide.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was like the bottleneck,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
where it sounded like haunting, right? Haunting voices.
That was awesome.
So, but
It
that
was deep.
that percussion, it sets the mood. It's like all of a sudden, like you're in a movie, or
Yeah.
you're part of something. You're like, whoa, I'm
Whoa,
captivated.
baby.
I'm captivated, right? So you're hearing different. You're hearing the bongo. You're hearing the conga. You're
Yeah.
hearing the clave,
Oh yeah.
and so you're hearing all these percussion instruments at once. Doing, like you said, working around the clave.
Absolutely. No, it's all beautiful, and people are like you said, enamored, and the trance piece. That if you let yourself go to the rhythm, to the energy that's being projected, whoo, that freedom you talked about
Mm.
is what
Come on,
you achieve.
come on, everybody, baby, do that conga. You
Come
know
on,
you,
baby, let's do the
you
conga.
can't control yourself any longer. Feel the rhythm
Absolutely.
getting
Gonna
stronger.
get you. The rhythm's gonna get you.
That's it. Feel the
That's
rhythm
it.
getting stronger.
It's so true. So
You
they
know
do
you
the
want to
conga
do that
line all
conga.
over the world, right? The conga line. Yeah, and you know what? That song by Gloria Estefan and the Sound Machine was, according to what she said, was they played their whole repertoire, and people want more, more, more. She
Mm.
looked at the musicians, the percussion guys, just started playing boom, boom, and the conga was born, man. It was just a jam and became their biggest song. Huh? Go figure.
Well,
That wasn't part of their repertoire. That was just
mhm,
an ensemble that they put together. That sometimes those type of sounds are the ones that really do it for people. I
okay.
think so. You know, we
All right.
did a lot of that stuff. You know.
Hey,
All
brother.
right, Edman.
Why don't you take a why don't you play a little bit of tambor there, and then we'll say goodbye till next time, man. Play a little tambor there. Dale.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it, man.
Tambor, tambor, tambor.
Yeah, that sounded like
Obrigado.
a little bit of samba there, man.
Yeah, little bit of everything.
Hey,
Coming
Magda.
out to the
That's
fore.
it. All right, brother. All right, let me good night,
Yeah, man.
guys. Here, let me
We get the
just
guitar and all the other stuff put together.
yeah, man.